of me, take videos of me, just mention me. That's all I care about. It's all about content. It's all about creation. @ChrisYates11 is my Twitter handle and Instagram handle. So feel free to go nuts. So people always ask, how do I get into it? How do I create video content? How do I do it? I'm not very good. I'm going to wait till I get better. Let me tell you something. If you suck now, you're going to suck even when you start. Okay? So just get in, dive in, and I'll show you an example of being really bad at video. That was me, 1989. Any of y'all born in 1989? I know, I'm just kidding. What year were y'all born?
2008.
Huh? 98. Wow, holy cow, it's almost 10 years later. So anyway, so what I always tell people is the only way to get comfortable either speaking or on video is to just dive in. This will give you confidence that you can do it as well. So this is 1989. I was a sophomore in college, and I decided to go on public access television, kind of the Wayne's World of the day. And it was a live sports call-in show. And this was a lovely experience. And you won't recognize me because I have hair on this video.
You're on the air. As you saw in the paper today, Rick Sutcliffe is now in the minor league. He's considering retirement. We're having problems with our phone lines, of course. This phone is not the most excellent, but it does work every once in a while.
That's my phone.
But it will be something coming in there now.
Sounds like you're phone. This went on for an hour. I edited it down to 2 minutes.
All right, we're going to get someone sitting here and fix the phone lines. Ben, come on through. The lines going.
Here comes our producer. We're trying to hide his hand, of course. He has no idea what to say.
Turn the volume down. Okay, so the guy on the left wanted to be a sports anchor. He realized after that there's no way he could do it. This is too hard. He became an orthopedic surgeon, something easier. So it's a very tough industry to get into, okay? He's now a doctor, an easy profession. Getting into this business is very tough, but I stuck with it. You got to keep pushing it. You got to go for it. And once again, you're going to be very bad when you start. Don't let that derail you. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things like this where you look awful. I took that and I kept going, and it turned into this, my sportscasting career. This is only 32 seconds. We just caught up with Banks about 5 minutes ago.
Just like my dad hit me with a bat or something.
How's that feel running with this thing? It's unbelievable. There you go. There you go. All right, man. Maybe not the greatest form. It is the first reception of my NFL career.
He is getting a police escort.
He's got the police. You see it there? For a fleeting move. Chris is a wild man. And we're glad you're with us.
So worked there for 15 years, loved it. People say, well, why would you leave? And I said, because I saw other opportunities. I did that from 1990 to 2007. You always got to think about other opportunities. The world has changed. Consumer habits have changed. Raise your hands if you watch Mike Ducey every night in sports. Anybody? No one. Raise your hand if you know who Mike Ducey is. Okay, that's pretty good. Not bad, but you don't watch because the consumer habits change. Well, you've got to adapt where the technology and habits are going. This is going to blow you away, or maybe not. So here's right here. I don't like the graphic here on the left. I think they should have made it better, but it's showing you that social media is heavier weighted. That graphic thing I think was pretty lame. The way they put that. That should be higher, but actually it's bigger. Okay? So what this says here, right here, is in 2015, all right, TV was bringing in $68 billion in ad spending. Digital was bringing in $59 billion. TV was dominating. You put that way back even to 2004, digital wasn't even around, okay? Facebook started in 2004, so nobody was putting ad money towards that. I'm just teaching you where the opportunity is. Last year, for the first time in the history of ad spending, digital, meaning social media everything online, companies are putting in $72 billion in money towards marketing, only $71 billion in TV. The projections all the way to 2020 will blow you away. This is when you will be out in the workforce, giving you major opportunity in the space. $113 billion will be spent on digital, and TV is going to fall all the way to $77 billion. If you don't believe this trend is happening, go check out what's happening today at ESPN. Do you know what's happening at ESPN today? Over 100 people, unfortunately, lost their jobs, on-air people, and that's ESPN. So it's happening in the big scale places. Kind of disheartening. So what I decided to do was, instead of putting content in television, and this is in 2008, so I was way ahead of the curve, which I'm glad I was. Now everybody's starting to do it. So what I decided to do was, instead of creating stuff, think about it. Who paid me? The television stations, and where the TVs make money by the ads. I said, why am I getting paid by TV when I can go straight to the advertisers? So I started coming up with campaigns, ideas about creating and putting it strictly on Facebook and YouTube. This is called Gordo's Ultimate Tailgater. This is the one that won, or is nominated, we find out next week if we win, for the DFW Marketer of the Year. We basically took fans instead of players and focused on them and told their stories. Who's the greatest tailgater in all of the South? We go to Alabama, Florida State, Notre Dame games, because the cheese dip is based in the South. Travel to, I've got the video I'll show you here in a sec. But this got, I don't know, 2.5 million impressions. But more importantly, we showed actual ROI. Leon, you'll be surprised. Since they started this campaign with us 3 years ago, their sales have gone up 28%. We're giving out samples and people are becoming fans of this brand because we're focusing on the fans. And here's what we do. So it is a fun job. You find some crazy people out there, but interesting people.
Gordo has traveled to 8 states and engaged with 20 different universities and their fans.
Right here's the way we tailgate in Tennessee.
The interaction with thousands led to $2.29 billion.
Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi.
University support us so much. It's a really great thing to be able to do what you love for your school.
Plus interacting in person with thousands of tailgaters, they got to sample Gordo's cheese dip, making their tailgate even better.
So it's not commercials, it's more interesting. We put a little bit of that in there, but we mainly tell stories about them. And then every once in a while we'll throw in a few of these.
Oh, man.
The base would be Gordo's, for sure. And then we'll probably add at least 40 slices of bacon in it. Go!
So that was just a quick overview of what we did, travel around the country. Now that was with my professional camera crew and my editors, okay? However, the world is changing so much, there's other opportunities. You all seen something like this before? So this is a, what is it called? B-script. This is my phone, so when I do interviews, yeah. And then I put my iPhone right in here, and I shoot, and I have a lav mic that goes into people, and I can do interviews. Very effective, so I don't need a camera crew now. And why that was good is I got to go to a movie set called Puppet Master. It was filming in Dallas. They brought me on to do behind the scenes, to do stuff with only my iPhone. So I took photos and images and pictures, and then I even did a Facebook Live. But this one got 4 million impressions in 5 days. Not too bad. People started following the hashtag, Puppet Master behind the scenes. We were doing interviews. And then let me queue up this Facebook page live. But why I'm showing you all this stuff is, hold on one second here.
They paying you per impression?
No, they just paid me a flat rate. I wish they paid me per impression. That would have been a lot better. Okay, now I'm gonna plug it back in.
Did we lose it again?
No, I had to unplug it to get to the computer.
Oh, I got you.
But once again, why I like this stuff is, I should still be online, I think. Hold on. Yeah. So Puppet Master is an iconic film that puppets murder people and slice them up. It's rated R. It's pretty intense. Blood everywhere. Just these puppets just coming out of walls and killing people. It's awesome. So they brought me on to help them market their video. And I did a behind the scenes with a company called Bloody Disgusting, and it got 35,000 views in less than an hour. But my point to all that is that you don't need TV anymore to necessarily show this stuff.
District might be blocking you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
The district.
Is it on,
They don't like to show.
It's on Bloody Disgusting?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Oh yeah. Bloody Disgusting Facebook page. The district doesn't want me to show kids murder and
But you say it's number 12, right? Isn't it like the 12th movie?
I think so.
Yeah. So that means there's 11 other movies.
Yeah, but those were like low budget. Like this one was bought by Dallas Saunier, a producer.
Which one is it here? Let me see what you got.
It'd be like 11 other films. People can
Right there.
big puppets.
Cool.
But we can
So let's do.
Switch it out.
Yeah, hold on.
But this was a $1 million budget. Still pretty small, but
We like that.
okay.
Right now, you're looking.
So we're doing Facebook Live, and this is me basically holding this thing like this. But why it's cool is we're getting live
Charles
comments
Band and
throughout.
Full Moon Features, Bloody Disgusting. Sit.
And then let's go forward here. We couldn't do this in the past, so here's what I love about
And they're
social
really
media.
excited.
These are the
Yeah,
two
they're really
actors and
excited to see behind the
actresses.
scenes. They don't
The guy on the
realize
left is
what
pretty
really
famous.
takes place in a movie. There's a lot that
Yeah.
goes
Lemon,
on.
y'all know him?
I
Have you
mean,
seen him
it takes a
before?
long time to film one scene.
Yeah.
What? Tell us
I know it's really hard to.
So what's cool about this is
No.
now, think about it.
Yeah, I've been out.
They're getting to interact with people because they're seeing the comments on the side, so they're interacting with people live.
And now my back, it seems like.
So it's a more interactive feeling. And he's reading the comments as we go.
Lennon, you wrote it by Tom York, that's cute. Don't look at the comments.
How is it reading? How is it working with Udo Kier? How's it working with Udo Kier?
So fans are interacting with them live while we're doing it, rather than me just
Great question.
interacting.
I'll tell you right now, we were staying, Udo and we were all staying.
This will be epic. All
We were
right.
all staying at the same hotel, and when Udo.
So anyway, that's basically it. Just wanted to show you some of that stuff.
He said,
But as you can see, the world has changed. We can do so many different things, but it's all comes down to one thing. It's all about creating great stories, great content, and things the viewers or the end user care about. That's basically it. That gives you an idea of what I've done from beginning to end. And now basically brands pay me to do this kind of stuff. So instead of the TV station paying me, it's the brands, and then I've just switched where I place it. So you want me to come up here now and take questions?
Yeah.
I guess, right? Is that the way we roll?
Yeah. Let's get this back here.
So do y'all have any questions? Anybody? That's gonna be an easy crowd. They wanna go to lunch. Yeah,
What's your favorite college to go see?
come on, man. That's my school, Texas Longhorns. But honestly, on tailgating, you'd be surprised. I'm going to Ole Miss this year. I heard the Grove is incredible.
Oh.
So the Grove, supposedly they have tents with chandeliers and
Yeah.
butlers and stuff where they, so I'm excited about that one. But of the 8 years I've done so far, and people are shocked at this one, is the University of Tennessee. And I'll tell you why. They don't tailgate, they sailgate. They've got a river, lake across from the stadium, okay? Literally from probably here to y'all's football stadium, and it's about 500 boats, like yachts and stuff. And people just tailgate on the water before the game.
That's cool.
So we would hop around all these boats and interview all these fans, and they had all elaborate, they had musicians, but it was all in the water, and that was cool. That was really cool.
What was it like jumping off TV and jumping to what you're doing now?
You know, that's a good question. I get that a lot, and nothing's really changed. I still create content, it's just where I put it. So it doesn't matter if I was on TV or if I'm on Facebook. It's still an audience. So to me, there's no difference. I actually think there's more opportunity here because TV is a one-way communication. This is more interactive where people can get involved. Younger kids like you, and even some in the older college range, they don't want to just watch someone. They want to be part of the conversation. They want to be part of the hashtag. They want to post. They want user-generated content. So I think there's a lot more opportunity as you saw the numbers. This is where it's headed.
We didn't see your Cowboys clip, that reception.
Which one now?
Was
Yeah,
that-
it was on there.
Was that?
Yeah, it was on there. So yeah, covered the Cowboys from 1990 to 07, flew with the team, went to their Super Bowls when they were actually in Super Bowls, when they were winners. That was a good time. Those were great. I covered 8-Minute and 10-Minute and those guys. Yeah, that was pretty fun to do that, especially when you're in your 30s, you know? It's a blast.
These guys are so tech savvy as it is now in terms of social and phones and things like that. Things that they should do to get themselves better.
Really learn how to get involved and engage in conversation on hashtags and things like that. Like right now, who's really into sports right now? You want to get into sports, okay, sports marketing type stuff? Right now, you could always go, y'all know about hashtag sportsbiz? Yeah. Follow that daily. Go read some stuff there, interact with people there, that's huge. Number two, right now there's one of the biggest conferences in the world. A lot of it is European sports, but great knowledge. Seat London, hashtag Seat London 17. That's taking place right now. What I love about this is you can go to these conferences in London, sitting right here, and you can watch what they're talking about, you can interact with people. To me, it's not just about, hey, I'm good at social. To me, it's you've got to get in there and find out where these conversations are taking place. That's crucial, you know, because there's great opportunity.
In terms of school classes to take outside their major.
Video editing is huge. Learning digital editing. My son's 12, he's already editing videos for me. You've got to learn how to edit video because it's going to get bigger and bigger. They say by the year, this is a Cisco report, by the year 2020, Facebook will be 90% video. 90%. Websites will, video is where it's at. You got to learn how to use it. But if you can really learn how to tell a story and you can learn how to edit and you can learn how to shoot, I would be doing that. Like I said, my kid is going to be in 7th grade. He's taking digital video editing in classes already, starting next year. So I don't know how well you'll know how to edit, but get that mastered. Animation or all that stuff too, if you learn how to do that, that's even better. But you really got to learn how to tell a story, because the jobs out there now are storytellers. All these big brands, they're hiring journalists now to help them in-house. They're creating content studios in Pepsi, in Red Bull. They're creating their own media companies internally. So that's massive opportunity for you. Huge opportunity.
Cowboys have their own studio in their facility here,
Oh,
Frisco,
yeah.
so they do all their
That's
in-house.
good. That's, I mean, dive into that. Learn that stuff. You could download Adobe Premiere on your computer and work from home, and it's $30 a month. And they have tutorials on there all the time. Adobe Premiere, that's a good one.
Since it's now a communication industry,
Everything is.
how important are public speaking classes and things like that in terms of being able to get out there and talk?
I think public speaking is important. I don't think it's as important as journalistic background, storytelling, being able to create a story and distribute it. Know how to do that, you're going to be way ahead of a lot of kids, for sure, no doubt. Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self to get where you want to be?
Oh, man. Never had that
Sorry.
No, let me think about that one.
I actually got that off of Front Office Sports and their hashtag SportsBiz column.
Yeah, that's a cool, I liked the route I took, quite frankly. I liked it. Maybe have done maybe a little bit more of the movie stuff, like our documentaries. I've done more documentaries. I think I'm starting to want to do more of those. I just did a mini 2 basketball players from China came over. And so it's a